JV,
Yes, sir.
how you doing, my guy?
Man, uh, it's another Monday night, man.
We
Made,
made it
made
to
it through the
another Monday
day,
night here.
made it through the week, through the weekend.
Okay.
A nice little Saturday. Little Saturday and Sunday. Little trip to Lowe's, built some shelves,
Are you
mowed some grass.
are
Got
you
all that good
messing with me,
stuff.
or are you really did?
No, that's a true story. True story.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty good time. What about you? What you been up to?
Been moving and grooving, man.
Yeah. All right.
Doing this amazing job that I'm doing.
Good deal.
Enjoying some movies. Did a little bit of traveling this weekend, a little bit.
Oh, all right.
Made it into a Regal theater.
I saw
Um,
that.
yeah, I was super stoked about that. There was one right there. I was like, let's go. Um, yeah, hit up one of my favorite. So like obviously my favorite taco place is Cabo Fish Taco, and my favorite person to go with is obviously yours truly, Mr. Villalobos.
Ain't been there in a
Um,
while.
Gotta get those jalapeno mashers, dog.
You know,
Staple.
you know, speaking of taco places,
Uh oh.
I switched offices. I'm not working in Charlotte anymore. But there's a place called Taco Mama's that's like
What?
close to my new office.
Okay. Have you ventured?
Pretty
Which means yes, he
pretty
has, ladies and
awesome.
gentlemen.
Pretty awesome.
Taco Mamas.
Yeah, it's kind of like big like along the lines of like Moe's kind of, but more like homemade foods.
Okay. Okay.
And you can do like the bowl, taco, nachos, all that good stuff. Um,
Mmm.
it's pretty fantastic.
It's called Taco Mama, a
Yeah.
taco bar.
Yep.
I am on the website right now.
So
It's got accolades, bro.
I don't know what that means for like it's got a Michelin star. Is that what
We're gonna find out if it's got a Michelin star or
is that
not.
is that what they give taco bars, or is that's not for
Winner of Best Guacamole About Town magazine.
okay.
10 best taco joints in Alabama. So it's a chain.
Okay.
Taco Mama #1. Uh,
Let's
Taco
go.
Mama's atmosphere earns our top ranking. That's Birmingham Mom. Let's see if anything Charlotte wise or Raleigh wise.
So that's all what do you say? Alabama?
Alabama.
Okay. Well,
Taco
this one's
Mama's
in
food was really
Winston-Salem.
fresh and had a great distinct taste from other Mexican restaurants. Nacho equivalent of the best Spotify. Oh, that's it right there. That's perfect right there. Nacho's equivalent of the best Spotify playlist you've ever made.
That's fantastic.
that is
They got some
like
bomb knives.
I gotta venture to Winston Salem is what that means.
Because it's one of those you go and you just order, how you want it prepared, and you just tell them all the things you want on it.
Nice.
So it's completely customized serving for yourself.
Dope, man.
So yeah, interesting.
All right.
Yeah,
So yeah,
let's
venture
go.
to Bar Taco in Raleigh.
Okay.
One of my favorite places to eat at. It's like small bite tacos, like little street tacos.
Yeah.
But then they have like really fresh guac, and the cocktails are amazing. So
Let's go.
yeah, man, just been kind of just enjoying life in my downtime.
Yeah.
Love it. Had some other stuff I needed to handle as well personally. So just made sure everything was wrapped up here because
Yeah.
out here for the next 2 months, and it's all steam ahead moving forward here. So
Nice.
yeah,
Okay.
man. Yeah, dude. So I know we talked about it. We talked
Okay.
about all these fall premiere TV shows that are like popping off. Like, and one show
Correct.
that we were gonna watch was The Penguin, and I asked you earlier. You didn't see it. I didn't see it yet. We got to add it to the list because I'm
Yeah.
hearing amazing things, man.
Now I saw that it was on.
Yeah,
I guess it's on
Max.
Max, right? And I remember seeing it, and I just didn't quite have time to sit and enjoy the episodes.
And it's also
Kind of
like
busy.
really dark. show
Yeah.
itself, so you have to watch it like at night. You know what I mean, or else like
Yeah, it
the
was pretty
sunlight will
pretty
like mess it up.
pretty busy weekend, so I didn't really. I wanted to make sure I had the time to sit and give it its respect
Yeah, yeah, but dude,
and
we
not.
got like a lot of good shows on right now,
Yeah.
man. There's that show that's getting rave reviews. The first episodes of Agatha All Along, which we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Right.
Vince Vaughn doing his thing with Bad Monkey, um, uh, Survivor. You know what I mean? There's just so many great TV shows and stuff on, man. You know what I
Yeah. Yeah.
mean? So
Oh yeah.
I just can't keep up. And we go to the movies every week or watch at least a designated movie every week.
Yeah.
um there's just so much content, man. We gotta do some like sub pods for just TV and stuff like that, man.
There
TV in
you
a
go.
pod. So um
It just works so good.
it just works so perfectly, man.
Everything
Perfectly,
in a pod.
perfectly. uh Before we start our podcast, man, for the week, I do want to give a special shout out. It's a little dusty and I apologize, and my mic is kind of covering up here, but I'm finally able to wear my New York Football Giants polo. We got a
Okay.
dub against the Browns. We're
Let's
one and
go.
two. Also, the Panthers won. Okay, so both teams won.
Now, you might be getting to this. I don't know, but are they? Are those two teams are playing internationally this year, right?
You mean the toilet bowl? Yeah, that's exactly what they're calling it in Germany.
Okay, that's what I thought. I ran across at some point. The toilet. They call it the toilet bowl. That was hashtag.
And the internet is like so cruel, and I mean
Yeah.
absolutely no disrespect, and please don't cancel me at all, internet or anybody.
Oh yeah,
But
it's
like,
over now.
what I but like the memes that I saw was just like, what did Germany do to have these two teams play there? And the comments were like, you know,
You know they did.
you know what they did. But yeah, man. Football's back, rocking and rolling with that, man. Having a good time.
Good deal.
Welcome to this week's episode of Movie in a Pod. I'm Clyde Smith.
And I am Javier Villalobos.
On this week's episode, we're discussing the trailers for Thunderbolts, Don't Move, Agatha All Along, and our movie of the week, Transformers 1. Autobots, let's roll out. Team, everybody's doing well there. We got some trailers coming at you here. Marvel's dropping their new group movie, Thunderbolts. The chick from Seinfeld's leading them or something. I don't know what's going on in this trailer, but I'm super excited. And then
band thing.
and then a Netflix drop, Don't Move. So super excited for these guys. And we'll be talking about Agatha All Along, guys. So a lot of good new fresh content this week. Check our socials, guys. We got a lot of good clips on there. We always drop our movie trailers and information. So click that link tree in the show notes, and like always, like, share, subscribe. We appreciate everybody's support.
Yes,
Even
sir.
you, Mitchell.
I click leave on porch. Your subordinates will be reported to DoorDash HQ.
Alexi, it's me. Open
He's
up.
so dumb.
Milena?
Oh jeez.
Elena!
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about the wait. It was on important call.
She's
highly
like a mad
classified.
teenager.
Lot of work, lot of work. Many irons in fire.
You feel fulfilled?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so full. So filled. But why do you ask this? What brings you here?
Uh-oh.
Ooh, that's a dope looking Marvel symbol.
There is
Mhm.
something
Marvel Studio
wrong
symbol.
with me. An emptiness. I'm just drifting,
Oh, there's your boy.
Bucky.
and I don't have
Oh, there's your other
purpose.
boy.
I thought throwing myself into work was the answer.
She looked like she was so over it.
Good gosh. This is getting visceral. I love it.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
That's not a creepy looking room at all.
Yeah, no kidding. Uh-oh.
Ghost.
Well, this got weird real fast.
Oh no.
Who are you?
I'm Bob.
Who sent you, Bob?
Nobody. You were all sent?
He's out just taking a nap.
Everyone here has done bad things. Shadow ops. Robbing government labs.
Good
contract
God.
kills.
Yeah, so?
So, someone wants us gone.
Uh-oh.
That's not creepy.
Uh-oh.
What the hell?
We're brought up with this belief
It's Elaine.
there are good guys and there are bad guys.
What's the plan?
You just get out the
Yes.
dishwasher?
Keep that steam fresh on. It can kill that bacteria.
But eventually, you come to realize that there are bad guys and there are worse guys and nothing else. Look at you. So adorable.
She's bulletproof.
What happened to bulletproof? Is that Bucky?
That's not good.
That's like his bread and butter, too. That's
Yeah.
his move. All right. We have Thunderbolts with an asterisk on it. That's the asterisk there. Okay. So, side note, friend of the pod, Mark Williamson, we was talking about this trailer earlier, and he says, "What's with the asterisk?" And I go, "What asterisk?" He never responded. That's what he meant. Why that's there, I have no clue. Maybe we'll figure it out. But Thunderbolts, asterisk. According to IMDb, a group of supervillains are recruited to go on missions for the government. Directed by Jake Schreier. Coming to us, writer room, Kurt Busiek, Joanna Callow, and Lee Sung Jin. Man, just like we've seen all these people, but we're
Yeah.
getting to see them again, like together. It's almost like a weird Avengers movie. Got Florence, like the Avengers that nobody wanted. Florence Pugh, Yelena Belova, Lewis Pullman as Robert Reynolds or Bob, Sebastian Stan, obviously Bucky Barnes, Rachel Weisz, Millennia, Olga Kurylenko as Antonia, Hannah John Carmen as Ava Starr, David Harbour, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Geraldine Waswana, Wyatt
Wow.
Russell. Like literally, we've seen all these people except for Lewis Pullman and Geraldine. We've not seen those two, but everybody else we've seen. We've liked them. We hated them.
Right.
This looks like I think Marvel's doing like a redirection, and it's good. I think they know that their bread and butter is that Captain America world, that
Mhm.
Black Widow world, where like it's real. You can have super powered people and villains and heroes in that there, but like as soon as you get outside of get too mystical and too crazy and stuff, that's where you lose people. So keep it more grounded. And I like that's where this vibe is. What are
Right.
your
I mean, you
thoughts,
got
man?
Yelena. She's just assassin like Black Widow, right? She doesn't really
Yeah.
have any special powers. All the other ones do. She's the
Yes.
only one that doesn't. Um, but these are all, like you said, this is more of the, you know, quote uh, quotations grounded crew,
Yeah.
right? You know, they're not the famous ones. They're not the um, world savers as much as they are the kind of the military crew, right? They're
Yeah.
going in and handling the kind of smaller deals, and you know they're not flying jets. They're riding around in partially bulletproof limos, right?
They got where the hell is their Quinjet at, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they ain't got all that. So yeah, we'll just see.
Where's their
The
Avengers Tower at?
yeah, this is the lower budget end of the superheroes
Man, they have
or
a
the
few nickels
side
to rub
heroes.
together, man. That's all we got.
Yeah,
That's all we got here. So
yeah.
take it or leave it.
Oh yeah.
See, like,
Oh
and the
man,
cool thing
looks like
about
it's gonna be
this like
pretty fun.
trailer, man, is like we don't know what they're going up against. We just
Yeah.
know that they are a very unhappy team, clearly from the poster. And that just looks like it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, and they kind of mixed up like with Bucky. Like you get scenes where Bucky's together with them, and then you got a scene where Bucky's blowing up the car they're driving in. So I don't know if that's a reverse timeline thing for the trailer, or maybe he's the one who's having to clean up their mess.
Yeah,
Pretty
right.
interesting
And
trailer.
it could be like so many different things here, man. You know,
Yeah.
Thunderbolts as for Thaddeus, who now that's the amazing Harrison Ford who
Oh
was
yeah.
playing that. He wasn't in the trailer.
Mm-mm.
But you know, this movie's named him, but it looks like Julia Dreyfus is running the show here. So she's kind of like
Yeah.
the Nick Fury for this team. Um, so yeah,
There you go.
with those on our socials, man. Thunderbolts. This looks like a really dope, fun time, and I like that Marvel's getting back to their bread and butter of what makes them fun. So yeah, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments.
All right.
All right.
That's not a good start.
Have you started to feel it yet?
What did you do to me?
Just a special relaxant to make things easier on both of us.
That doesn't sound
That was a very terrible
gross
statement.
guy-ish at all.
You have about 20 minutes
Shame.
before you're completely paralyzed.
That damn Sam Raimi.
At minute 1, your fine motor skills will start to go.
Ugh.
At minute 10, your legs will begin tingling. Minute 15, your legs will give out altogether. At minute 18, your breathing will become labored. And just before everything
shit.
shuts down on you,
I don't like it.
your voice.
This is like a short film. Then it's only 20 minutes.
What's that?
This has got to be a short film. 20 minutes. Right up your alley.
All day. I'm going through a lot right now for 20 minutes.
What is? Okay. All right, team. We have Don't Move. According to IMDb, it follows a seasoned killer as he injects a grieving woman with a paralytic agent. She must run, fight, and hide for her body shuts down. Now, on IMDb, it says this movie is an hour and 32 minutes. Okay. How are they going to stretch out 20 minutes of her kind
Oh,
of
man.
being paralyzed in 90 minutes.
It's an hour 10 leading up to all this.
It's an hour.
That's just,
2 minutes for the 2 minutes for the credits at
yeah.
the end.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's
Uh,
it. I produced by Sam Raimi.
yeah.
He's been absolutely fantastic in literally anything that he does. And everything that he brings to the table. I mean, I'm gonna watch this.
I'm just now just curious. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's a long movie for a plot that's 20 minutes.
Gotta figure out how this lady gets
Yeah,
out of
I
this,
just
man.
want to know because the trailer is all over the place. I mean, if she can't walk after like 15 minutes, how does she like? She's like in the rapids.
She's
in some kind of couch thing.
She's in a pool or something.
In
She's
the-
in like a tub.
Yeah, in the back of a van, and then in the woods. I'm just,
I'm
so
I'm just
curious
concerned for
because-
her life right now, is what I am.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
that's
I
a
hope
lot
she
of
makes it
locations.
for somebody who's paralyzed. So many follow-up questions here, man.
So many.
So yeah, like this is the type of movie, especially when they leave it around that Javi timeline, that 90 minutes, like that's I gotta check it out. 90 minutes out of my day, I could do this in 45 and 45. You know what I mean? Like whatever,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like it is definitely doable.
45.
Yeah, man, I figured out.
Yeah.
But like what?
Yeah, we'll have to just take a look at this one and see what this one's about. Just so curious.
We're getting interesting stories, right? So the cool thing is like, we're getting more and more various stories from various different people, of different cultures, background, upbringing and stuff like that. And that's cool. And I appreciate that, right? I just, once you think like, especially what we do, that like you've seen everything,
Right.
here comes a movie like this. Right? Like,
Yeah,
here
just
comes
like,
this. Like, it's
what
like, well,
is
okay,
happening?
this is something like we have not seen before, or if there has been
Yeah.
something like this, it has not been like a whole movie worth of it. Like, there's been movies where people have been paralyzed by somebody and then forced
Yeah.
to make their way. Like, we've seen scenes like that in movies. But 90 minutes worth, okay. You've piqued my interest, Netflix. So,
Yeah, we'll see.
yep, guys, we're gonna throw this on our socials. Don't move. Drop it on Netflix here soon. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section, team. All right, dude. So we got a new Disney Plus series to talk about here, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. I've only watched the first episode.
Okay.
I did not have time to catch the second one. The amazing family that I'm currently living with, we do Sunday and Monday night dinners, and they're fantastic. And gotta be there, man, because me, I don't miss a good meal. So,
All right.
only caught the first one, but the first one was very interesting. I thought, spoilers ahead, team. Okay, by the time this drops, I think the second one's going to be out. So, the next few episodes are out. But I thought that they were doing the same exact thing that they did in WandaVision, where they were going to do like different episodes of something. And that could be the case because the only thing I got through the first one, but the first one was like a cop drama. They even had like
Oh, I got you.
like a different show every single time, like they did in WandaVision. And I was like, okay, same vibe, Westview. Okay, cool, interesting.
It definitely started off on those same lines.
Yeah,
And
and
I did watch episode 1 and 2,
Okay.
but I honestly don't remember what the divide was between 1 and 2. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Well, what I liked, obviously, the amazing Catherine Hahn and
Oh
her
yeah.
acting ability in this, like as the she pl- she pl- she plays the, and this is like going to be a diss, but also like a good comment as well. She plays a cheeseball hard detective in
Yeah.
the first episode, like that comical, tough and gritty. We've seen it a gazillion times. Detective in this murder case in that
Mhm.
first half of this show,
Let
and
me ask you, what is the last thing you remember out of episode 1?
um
That way I don't
her
go too far ahead.
her her saying that she still has the kid in the closet, and then it
Hmm.
cuts. Yeah, that was the end of the first episode.
Okay.
She was unsure what to do about the teen in her closet.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
That's all. That's the only thing that I
Okay.
watched, and then I was like, all right, well, dinner time. Um, but yeah, she plays this hard boiled cop, and then come to find out, like she's in this weird. She's walking around town, but it's like this weird dream sequence, and everybody's like playing along with her.
Yeah.
her partner is just her neighbor who like cuts his, like waters his hedges or whatever all the time there.
Mm-hmm.
Her boss is like the neighbor or whatever, you know what I mean? The other neighbor. The guy
Yeah.
running is one of the MDs, and it was just like, why would you not snap her out of this? But they're also obviously scared of her as well. So makes absolute sense.
Right.
And then we have like Aubrey Plaza coming in,
Right.
and she's the other witch.
She came in strong.
She came in like
Super strong.
she came in first during the cop episode. I say that
Yeah.
in quotes, as like the person who Catherine Hahn's character does not like. Agnes does not like, or Agatha does not like, and they have some beef or whatever. But Agatha doesn't know what the beef is. And then once she's back to being Agatha, the witch, she remembers who this person is, and they don't like each other, and they're fighting, and just like their world building, and their world building through exposition, and not just telling us everything. And there's this other entity happening that's going to be coming after Catherine Hahn's character as well. There's a lot going on in that first episode. Like the first 15 minutes there wasn't, and I didn't really care for it. But the last 15 minutes, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that first
I see what
episode
you're doing.
was a little rough.
Yeah,
Getting through that little beginning, because it was kind of picking up the piece, or it was picking up some pieces, but it was also throwing those pieces out the window.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was super weird.
But also, like, Wanda Maximoff's dead, according to what happened. Do you know what I mean? Aubrey Plaza's character, you know what I mean? And like, it's Disney. Like, nobody's ever really dead. You know what I mean? Unless your name is Bambi.
And
so,
like, she got buried in some rocks in a mountain far away. So why would her body just be on an exam table at the same time?
A slab in Westview, New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
So, so many questions.
Flag.
Many questions there. So many questions there. But like, you know, it's a mini series. It's Disney. It's a vibe. I'm digging the first episode. I will watch more.
Yeah, you'll dig the second episode too.
Okay. So we'll be able to dive into it a little bit more, and I'll be. Yeah. Okay. It was just tough because I was just like, are we getting the same thing as WandaVision? And then it like switched, and I was like, okay, this is not gonna be like this. Also, Catherine Hahn is naked right now. Cool.
Yeah, there was definitely some bare cheeks.
Their cheeks were
exposed
out,
to the world,
and it wasn't the ones on her face either, guys. Okay, so guys, episode 1 and 2 of Agatha All Along is on Disney Plus. Start streaming. We'll throw us on our socials, guys. If you checked it out, let us know your thoughts. Who has been your favorite character so far? And what do you think is going on with this show, guys? Let us know your thoughts. All right, brother. Let's jump into this week's movie, man.
Sounds like a plan.
So we got, guys, Transformers 1.
Oh yeah.
This movie dropped in the United States on September 20th of this year, so just 3 days ago.
Oh boy.
And man, super stoked about. I was super stoked going into this one.
Yeah.
Directed by Josh Cooley, written by Eric Pearson, Andrew Barrier, and Gabriel Ferrari.
The budget on Wiki had a spread of 75 to 147 million.
A spread.
I don't know what that
A
means,
spread.
but that is a large amount of money between 75 and 147 million. But it grossed 38.6 million. Starring in this, we got Chris Hemsworth as Orion Pax / Optimus Prime, Brian Tyree Henry as D16 Megatron, Scarlett Johansson as Alita 1, Keegan Michael Key as B-127 or Bumblebee, Steve Buscemi as Starscream, Lawrence Fishburne as Alpha Trion, John Hamm as Sentinel Prime, Isaac Singleton as Darkwing, Vanessa LaGroy as Arachnid, Jason Kanopoulos as Shockwave, John Bailey as Soundwave, and Evan Michael Lee as Jazz.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. Go ahead and give us a quick synopsis of this film, man.
Yeah, so this is the story of how Orion Pax and D16 went from being strangers to being friends and being Optimus Prime and Megatron and then turning into enemies.
Yeah, man. All right, let's start from the top here.
right.
We got Chris Hemsworth as Orion Pax, and I love that like they focus so much on them being Orion Pax and D16.
Yeah.
So from the start, he's breaking into a place that he has no business being into, right? I love that, right? It's like I like origin stories when people go back, but they do it right to like explain why the character is the way they are. Like, J.J. Abrams did it so well with James T. Kirk in the first Star Trek, right? Like where he was a kid and he's taking his dad's car, and he definitely shouldn't be doing that. He's getting in bar fights and shit like that.
Yeah.
But he has this chip on his shoulder, right? Like you're getting that same exact vibe. Mind you, Chris Hemsworth was in that first Star Trek movie, by the way. You're getting that same vibe. Yeah, he was. He played the dad.
He was the pappy.
He was the pappy, right? He was the pappy. I'm going home. He was the pappy.
Yeah.
So you get the same vibe here from Orion Pax, right? Where he doesn't play by the rules, but there's a reason why he's not playing by the rules at the same exact time, right? It's to help out the planet, help out Cybertron, help out Sentinel Prime. He does things for the greater good of everybody else. And I really dug that, even though he's getting in trouble, even though he shouldn't be doing the things that he should be doing, because he is just a minor by trade. That's what his task is. He still has those characteristics of leadership, but doesn't and wants to show it, but doesn't know how to. So he just comes up with all these plots and plans and ideas, and brings along his friend D16. Man, talk to us, Javi.
Yeah, one thing too on Chris Hemsworth as Optimus, I really enjoyed how his voice changed as well throughout the movie. By the end, it was pretty solid Optimus.
I don't know if it was Peter Cullen or Chris Hemsworth, dog.
No clue. But yeah, Brian Tyree Henry as D16, the counterpart to Orion Pax, also a minor, his best friend. A little more sensitive, a little more emotional of a character in this particular role. I mean, he's every time you see him, he's like doing the job,
Yeah.
right? Like he runs into him at the beginning, and he's doing his job. He's taking like some material somewhere while Orion's running from people. Um, he's in the mines mining, and he's like, "We got to go. We got to get here. That's not protocol. It's not protocol." Uh, a lot different than Megatron at this point too. Uh, but as far as Brian Henry playing voicing this character, he led a good pathway to get us to Decepticon, uh, to Megatron,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He was kind of the same way. They started real friendly, and then by the end, the whole thing's a big transformation to very, very angry Transformer.
And
And I
like
felt he played that pretty well.
you said exactly with Orion Pax, right? Where Chris Hemsworth did a fantastic job transitioning. You saw in the beginning of the movie, like he sounded very useful, and
Yeah.
then started to sound more and more like a leader, right? Even when he leads
Mm-hmm.
the charge to save D16B and everybody else, right? He's sounding more and more like Optimus Prime, the leader.
Yeah.
And then obviously when he gets to Matrix to leadership, all that shit at the end, that's when he really like just sounds like Peter Cullen. You're like, oh my god, this is like spitting image. Let's go. I hear it.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with Brian Tyree Henry. Like he is hopeful that if he just does everything that he needs to do, everything will be okay. It's when
Yeah.
when truths start to get revealed to him about the lies that have been happening, he just starts sounding more angry and angry and angrier every
Yeah.
beat. And you feel that, right? Like I was like, a good villain has a good backstory, and a good
Mm-hmm.
villain, not well, let me take that back. Not all good villains, but a good villain, like you feel the reason why for their villainy.
Yeah.
And definitely with Brian Tyree Henry's D16, like you see the change, and you're like, bruh, I ain't mad at you, player. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, he's not a fan of the leadership at this point, but he becomes a leader of the Decepticons.
yes,
But he's got all that anger, so he doesn't really see the irony in that.
yeah, definitely.
But the Decepticons do whatever they want to, so he's not really like not like the Sentinel Prime where he had everybody doing a certain job.
Yeah, he's more of a tear down the thing. All
Yeah.
right, we have, and I didn't know this until I walked out of the theater. Once again, I went into this. I was excited for this because it's Transformers, but like I wasn't like high on it to know like who's in it, what's
Yeah.
gonna be about like that. I did not know it was Scarlett Johansson until the end
Oh.
credits. I did
Oh,
not pick
okay.
up. I did not pick up on that at all. Which means that like
Interesting.
she got lost in this role. Like it wasn't like obviously she has a very distinctive voice, and I've heard it a million times, and she played an AI in the movie Her, so like I've heard her there. I just she was just so she was Alita one. It
Yeah,
was not
I got
Scarlett
it.
Johansson. Like you heard Chris Hemsworth as Orion Pax, you heard Brian T. Henry as D16, you heard Keegan Michael Key as Bumblebee. You heard
You
all that.
can't help but hear
Can't help, right?
Keegan Michael Key's voice.
Atron. So
Yeah.
we'll talk about that in a second. But Alita one, like it was just like, yo, this chick is on her business, and that was
Yeah.
her. So standout for me as far as voice acting and getting lost in the role and doing a fantastic job,
It's awesome.
ScarJo all day, man. But like you have to have like I love it that you bring that female character and that very strong female character where even Orion Pax admits that she's better than him in every single way. I love that, right? Even though he
Right.
ends up being Optimus Prime and the leader of the Autobots and everything, she's the badass. She's the shit. She's the most fearless one, right?
Mhm.
And I love that she goes on this adventure, not wanting to, but ends up going on this adventure with these guys to
Yeah.
find out the truth, man. So really enjoyed that aspect. Keegan, Michael Key, B-152, Bumblebee. Now, you know how I feel about this guy.
Yeah, you
I
love them as Toad, man.
love him as Toad. No man, he's like fantastic
Yeah,
in comedy. He's just really good, but like he has a very distinctive voice
yeah.
that you know it's him.
Oh yeah.
He killed it as Toad. He killed it as Bumblebee, man, as B-127. Like I really enjoyed this guy, man. Talk
Well,
to me.
it's funny, like when we see the movies of Bumblebee, he doesn't have a voice, right?
Yeah.
He's talking to the radio, but this one, he never stops talking. He's and it's like a fan. A good laugh I had was like they're walking through that canyon, and you get like different camera angles, right? Like it's like going around, and everyone he's just talking. It's super quiet, and it's just Bumblebee singing a song at one point,
Yeah.
and yeah, they just just make jokes about how he does not stop talking and making noise of some sort.
Just a good time there, man.
Yeah.
Like I honestly did not think I was going to be enjoying this movie as much as I did.
Oh yeah, it was a great time.
But like just the great voice cast acting, man, just out the park. Steve Buscemi as Starscream, leader of the High Guard and eventually the Decepticon who transformed to a Cybertronian jet. Obviously Steve Buscemi, and he brings the heat. He's a
Yep.
leader until he gets beat down by D16. But like that's crucial, right? Like
Yeah.
Starscream like has always been a top guard of Megatron.
Yep.
And he's always also trying to be like always trying to be number one. Right? So he still has that
Yeah.
vibe. And you see here, well, you got Mollywop, dog.
Yeah,
Right?
he's always trying to figure out how to like get Megatron out of the picture. Like not directly, but if the opportunity comes for something to happen, a banana peel or something be out there, he's down.
A green turtle shell or some shit happened, right? I don't know why we're playing Mario Kart now, but but like if Starscream had the opportunity, he would definitely throw that damn banana peel. So
yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne as Alpha Trion, and like you definitely heard him. You knew that was Lawrence Fishburne off the gate there.
Perfect role though.
Perfect role, man. Just that old man, that old cog.
Mm-hmm.
Just explaining things, a lot of exposition dump, telling the truth of what is happening, even showing them who the real villain is. Like, this is what happened. Oh, D16, you don't believe me? All right, bet. Bring your ass over here. I'll show you with your own eyes, man. Right?
Yeah.
So just being that big data dump for the movie, which then you start to see like motivations, right? And at that point, when we're working with Alpha Trion, you see Orion Pax go one way where he's just like, we have to let the people of the city know what's going on, right? And then you see D16, we got to kill this person for lying to us, right? For making us believe this, for having us mine for somebody else, not for the city, not for Cybertron, for somebody else. Like that's where the road starts to split for these two. And Lawrence Fishburne does a good. It's not his intentions on just separating these guys, but it's just a natural order of things when you just tell the truth. But yeah, I thought he was really good in this voice role as well. So another guy I did not know was the voice of Sentinel Prime. It is John Hamm. Now, John Hamm doesn't have he has a famous face, a famous chin.
Yeah.
But his voice is not like, yep, bingo, that's John Hamm.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm not mad about it. I actually thought it was the guy from The Hangover at first. The dentist. What the hell is his name? His name is escaping me actually.
Yeah. I don't remember that guy's name.
Only because I just watched We're the Millers as well, and he's the villain in that. So it was just I think that was on my mind. But they do not Ed Helms.
Ed
they do not
Helms.
sound alike at all. Yeah. They do not sound like
Helms.
at all. So I don't know why that was in my head, man. But John Hamm does his thing, man, because he's charismatic.
Yeah.
He's the quiet villain, but he's very charismatic in it. But like, I don't know about you, man, and like kind of spoiler, kind of not. Like, when did you first get the hint that like he was the villain?
I think it kind of started. I knew something was up after uh, the guys were put in the trash compactor thing,
Yeah,
whatever, with Bumblebee.
yeah,
Right around there, something had to have been up, but I
yeah,
still wasn't too sure.
yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't a direct thing. It was just like, okay, um, did Night Darkwing just happen to
Did his
decide
own
this is what's
thing.
going to happen
Yeah,
or what?
yeah,
So
yeah. It was weird. It was weird when he came back from the surface
yeah,
and was like, yeah, and luckily we still didn't find the matrix of leadership, but we're still looking, and everybody has a day off tomorrow. Yay. Let me forget about my failure. I was just like,
mm-hmm.
this guy's really too chipper about this. Like, you know what I mean? And like, like when
Yeah,
you
it'll figure itself out. Yeah.
you know, when you get like in trouble with like mom and dad or some shit, and you like
Oh
want
yeah.
to flip the script real fast, like make them happy. Like, yes, I just totaled your car, but I made toast. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like what he did in regards
Wow.
in
Wow.
regards to this whole like Iacana race thing. So
Yeah.
I was like, something that's a little weird. That's a little weird. But then, like, at the same exact time, that was still the beginning of the movie, and I'm like, this is a kids' movie, man. It's not going
Yeah.
to be that well thought out and with the content. But
Yeah.
lo and behold, there. All right, and then we got Isaac C. Singleton Jr. That's a name right there, man.
That is
As
awesome
Darkwing,
name.
a Cybertronian dock worker who is one of the Sentinel's subordinates, and kind of like the worst character. Didn't like this guy. There was smaller
Yeah.
characters like Shockwave, Arachnid, and everything that like I actually enjoyed them. Even
Yeah.
Jazz.
Yeah.
Even though like, why does Jazz always get his ass beat and like split in half in every movie that he's
Just
in?
always some kind of
Did you-
it's just a liability in every way.
Jazz is like, did you get that? I was like, this dude got chopped in half like he did in the damn first in the live action one.
Yeah, and I did like Arachnid. I thought she was a pretty interesting transformer.
Very cool. Transferred him to like a VTOL jet too, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thought I
that's
was playing
crazy.
Call of Duty for a second with her around,
Uh-oh.
so calling that VTOL. Talk to me, man. This movie, what do you think about the look and the feel of this film, man?
Um, the this CGI has come such a crazy amount of awesome.
Yeah.
Super detailed. Everything looked pretty good. It was a pretty good line of like the animation um versus like the movie CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked really nice. Everybody looked really good. The Transformers looked good, I thought, and just seeing, you know, being on the being in the city, like inside the planet Cybertron, and then going to the surface of Cybertron, we got to see two completely different places, and they both looked really awesome.
Yeah.
Um, you got the city, which was, I mean, it was just nuts, right? Like which way's up, which way's down, what's going on around here, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the surface, we got to see kind of organics and a little bit of animal life and some plants and stuff. And I thought it all looked really good. The fight scenes were pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The transformations were really cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. And then you kind of got to see different types of Transformers too.
Yeah.
So you got like the your boy Alpha Trion, kind of the older turning into a beast transformer. Then you got the cars, planes, and then you got all the ones that weren't transforming, which I didn't even know that was a thing. But all in all, man, I really enjoyed the look and the feel of the movie. It kind of sucked me in for the most part.
Yeah, dude, and like that's the thing with me. Like even from the get go, like this is a very beautiful movie in the vein how those Spider-Verse movies kind of bring you in
Yeah.
with just like the rich texture and the vibrant colors and the originality of every like character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all that brings you in, and it's just like dripping with like, ooh, this is fun, this is exciting, and that's what this movie does, man. Everything has its place, everything has its like reason. I love the little. I was just even thinking about when they were in there. We're telling the origin story of these guys and their workers. At one point in time, before we saw it, I was like, "Are we gonna see like where these guys like sleep and hang out and stuff like that?" And then we got the
Yeah.
scene where they're literally sleep in their sleep pods. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like everything is
Yeah.
so thought out, and I'm like, that is it. That checks a box for me, man, because that's like very important to know how
Yeah.
these things are. And they added it. I thought that was really really cool, man. So like even
Yeah.
so like the surface world was awesome, rich and vibrant on the background. Like you said, a lot of the organics with the grass and the moss and everything, the etchings. There was just so much rich detail in this movie.
We
Like,
also got like the villains or whatever you want to call them. I don't remember exactly what they were called. Uh, whatever was ruling the surface.
yeah.
Uh, those look pretty crazy too.
The
Um,
quintessence, yeah,
there you go. Yeah, yeah. Different, right? More of a bug kind of thing. And those things looked really awesome.
yeah, man. But like even they're like, did you notice like all the detail in their facial movements as
Mm-hmm.
well from uh Ryan Pax and D16, man? There was just like it was really robotic but human at the same exact time, and like how they pulled that off, man, is just such finite detail, and I
Yeah.
appreciated that very much.
And it was
um
kind of, for me, it was kind of like the eyes is what kept the like human features to the robot features.
yeah
Because you could see the eyes, like the mechanics of the eyes, anytime they got up real close. Um, so that's what, led me to kind of feel more of the robot, right?
yeah
Instead of a human.
exactly, man, exactly. um I got a theme.
All right.
Um, like we already know how this is gonna end, right? How this movie's gonna. It's gut wrenching every time we creep closer to it. And
Yeah.
when it happens, we are blown away with how it actually goes down. At the end of this movie, two best friends who have had their back the entire movie, they help each other out. They get through this mining life together. They get through this all these crazy obstacles together. Um, they end up becoming enemies, and like
Mm-hmm.
it's going to happen. Like this is a
Yeah.
tried and true thing that we've seen before. Um, but just seeing it finally happen, you're just like, no, give me like 5 more minutes of them as buddies. Like 5 more minutes, man. Come on, that's all I'm asking. You know what I mean? Like,
They were
gosh.
great side by side, man. They were really
Yeah,
good.
exactly, man. Um, brothers turning to mortal enemies. We've seen this again, but this is just a really dope story of how this happens here. This reminds me of X-Men First Class,
Yeah.
especially at the end of X-Men First Class, and the same thing happened here at the end of this movie, where the two branch off into different factions, so they have their own group, right?
Right.
They have their we have X-Men, and we have the people who Magneto goes off with, right? We
Yeah.
have the Autobots, then we have the Decepticons, right? So we have those two factions, and I just love that that was kind of like a mirrored story in regards to this, man.
Nice.
It was just like I said, like I felt D16's pain,
Mm-hmm.
and then like his turn, I'm like, God. The only thing like I think people would like say, I'll talk about that in my wrap up. I'm sorry.
All right.
Um, getting
It's cool. I
getting
don't
ahead of
think you're gonna
myself
get any emails from the higher ups about it. if you want to talk.
there. All right, team. That's our conversation about 2024's Transformers 1. JV, give me your thoughts and ratings on this, brother.
Yeah, had a great time. I think this is one of the best Transformers movies we've got.
Yeah.
In the I guess all of the movies are a franchise at this point.
34
Even though
years
you
now,
got
yeah.
like Shia LaBeouf, and then you have Marky Mark, and now we got Chris Hemsworth. So that's awesome. I had a great time, man. I enjoyed the story, kind of getting from beginning to end, seeing the story on screen, and meeting these characters that we like so much.
Yeah.
With like, well, really all of them, right? And then you get Bumblebee thrown in there, Starscream. We kind of get everybody's somewhat beginnings.
Yeah.
And the look and feel of the movie was really good. When I walked out of the theater, I didn't really have any gripes about all that. I'm going to go with a 4 buckets of popcorn for this one.
Nice, man. Nice.
Definitely rewatch, and it may not be for everyone, just depending on when you grew up.
Yeah, no, agreed, man.
What about you, man? What you got?
Yeah, so like I said, I was not going into this movie expecting much, except for like great voice acting from Hemsworth and Henry. Like I knew they were going to do a fantastic job. But this movie, man, this is a 5 bucket of popcorn film.
Let's go.
This one made me laugh, cry, and just enjoy the amazing action and friendship between these two lifelong enemies, man. Like we know them as guys who are like have cannons at each other's throat, right? But we don't know these guys as best buds, just trying to get through life together. But yeah, man, like I just like wasn't expecting to see them as such good friends, and that was just great, man. You actually fall in love, because who does not have that person that they can just rely on and knuckle bump and just get through life together, right? Like that's the story of everybody. It's the story of friendship, man. And seeing it go south because of different views on things is just very vital. Also, not gonna get political, but there was a lot of timely things in this movie that I saw was very political in this landscape. Not gonna go into detail, just go into the movie, guys. But like the autonomy, the right for freedom and stuff like that, like it spoke a lot to that. And I was just like, dude, this is a very timely movie. Don't know if they were doing that intentionally, but also at the same exact time, that's what the Autobots always fought for. Since the 80s. So that just falls right into line, man. So yeah, 5 buckets of popcorn. This one's a banger.
Yeah, man. And I'll tell you what, Chris Hemsworth, I was not expecting what we got from him voice-wise.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's got a good voice in general, but leading up to becoming Optimus Prime, I was a little concerned that it was going to not turn out that great, but
yeah,
it was awesome.
Like, it could have been like, they could have cast Chris Pratt again, He voices everything, you know what I mean? So Mario, Garfield, the Lego guy, he's done it all, right? So giving another Chris an opportunity, I appreciate it. Thank you, Pratt. You were busy. Okay. Thank you for subscribing to this week's episode, talking through Transformers 1. Next week, we will be discussing the 2014 film Need for Speed.
And that is streaming on Max.
Like always, I am Clyde Smith. You can find me across all socials. I am Clyde D. Smith.
I am Javier Villalobos. You can find me across all socials at Mr. J8200.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
And like always, I got nothing for you guys. Just keep rolling.